So I wrote this little orange book. It got some publicity in a few different places. One local place where it got publicity was in the Birmingham News, where I pastor. And the newspaper writer took a quote from the book. This is what the article said. He said, while it's a common pulpit truism that God hates sin but loves the sinner, Platt argues that God hates sinners. It's a quote taken from the book, but the article just moves on at that point. So people start emailing me. Church members, pastor, you believe God hates sinners? People in the city emailing me not so kindly. You're preaching hatred there. This is one of those places where I, like many of you, can find yourself in a bit of trouble for quoting the Bible. Does God hate sinners? Listen to Psalm chapter 5, verse 5 and 6. The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You, God, you hate all evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. Maybe I should have said abhor. Maybe that's a better word. No. You misread. God doesn't hate sinners. He abhors them and destroys them. Could you quote me on that, please? But it's not isolated in Scripture. 14 times in the first 50 Psalms alone, we see God's hatred toward the sinner, His wrath toward the liar, and so on. And it's not just Old Testament, it's New Testament. In John chapter 3, that chapter where we have one of the most famous verses about God's love, we also have one of the most neglected verses about God's wrath. And so, begs the question, is it true that God hates the sin but loves the sinner? Yes, of course, in one sense, but not completely. Think about it with me. Does God hate the sinner? And this right here is so key to understanding the cross. Because when we see God's holy hatred of sin, God's holy wrath due sin, it's not like sin is something outside of us. We have this tendency to think when Jesus went to the cross, He died for my lusting and my lying and my cheating or my doing this or that, as if sin is outside of us. The reality is, sin is at the core of who we are. We are sinful to the core. So when Jesus went to the cross, He wasn't just enduring the penalty of sin as if it was something outside of us. He was taking the place of sinners. When He was crushed and bruised and literally pulverized, Isaiah 53 says, He was doing this in our place. He was taking the full wrath of God due you and due me as sinners. So let us be comfortable not to lean on comfortable cliches that rob the cross of its meaning. Here's the deal. We are sinners. We all like sheep have gone astray. Obviously, there are many preachers today who would try to advocate that, no, you are good. You're fine. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Don't believe them. You're a dumb sheep. Even the smartest, most intellectual one in this room is a dumb sheep going your own way. So we are sinners. God is holy, possessing holy hatred towards sin and sinners, and possessing holy love toward sinners. So then, how can God show both holy hatred and holy love toward sinners? That's the question of the Bible, and the answer is the cross. Because at the cross, God shows the full expression of His wrath. You see the verbs. He was wounded. He was crushed, chastised, stripes. The Lord has laid on Him the iniquity of us all. He was crushed for sin and sinners. And at the same time, He did this for sinners. So does God hate sinners? Yes. Look at the cross. Does God love sinners? Absolutely. Look at the cross. Because there He takes our sin away. They're gone. Isaiah 43 verse 25 says He remembers them no more. He doesn't even remember them. It's not that He has amnesia. Our God knows everything. The beauty of the gospel is that God knows every single sinful thing you or I have ever done, every single sinful thought, every single sinful inclination. And by the grace of Christ the servant, He does not count any of those things against us.